Hi there YouTube, welcome back to another Italian bolt action army update, and I have completed my army. I have done the final 2 units and I will run through them in this little update, and the next video that will follow will be my grand army update, where I will basically go through everything that I've done within my army. So let's start with these guys. This is my third regular infantry section that I have within my army, and as I have mentioned in a previous video, it's designed over 2 platoons, so these guys are designed to be in my second platoon with the Bersaglieri, and I believe they are also veterans, so these guys are a little bit more elite than the sort of the regular troops that are in my first platoon. So here we have the NCO figure. Out of the sort of pool of Italian figures that are available, I believe this is the sort of Carcano carbine armed version. And then there's also a submachine gun version, and I've had, I believe, 3 versions of this guy within, including the Bersaglieri box set, the 4 infantry box sets that I've had. So it's quite a nice position, this particular figure. Unfortunately, he hasn't got a pistol. I don't know if regular sort of NCOs carried them. I would have imagined they would have. But this particular guy has the rank of sergeant, or Marcello Ordinario, and as you can see, I'm using my Italian random name generator. I've given him a name, as I do with all my figures, and again using my sort of standard sort of desert Italian painting technique that I ran through in my little painting video that I did, and you can see that he came out pretty cool. I'll try and run through these guys fairly quick. Next up, we have the LMG gunner. This guy is armed with the Breda M30 LMG, and he is a Soldato Salto, which is a senior private, and I've given him a moustached head. You can see it there. And again, out of the sort of pool of LMG figures, there's 2 of them. There's this particular one and one with the LMG on his shoulder, and I do think that this is my favourite of the 2 positions. I believe I've got 3 of these guys within my army again. The Bersaglieri, of course, having 2 LMG teams within their unit. So yeah, a nice figure. Again, came out really well. The sort of the way the desert flock goes on, you kind of get this sort of randomization between sort of a mixture of rock and sand, and you can see this particular base has come out quite rocky, where some other bases come out a lot more sort of sandy, and I really do like that sort of that kind of randomization. A little bit of vegetation there. Quite a nice figure. And here's his loader. It's number 2. Full desert kit, even down to the sand painted ammo box. Sort of this particular guy's wearing the round-necked pullover in desert colour. You also quite commonly found them in the standard sort of European grey as well. And this guy obviously is a soldato or private. Carry on, and here's the corporal, or the sergente. Like I have mentioned before, the Italian rank system is quite odd. And again, this particular guy has a name. And you can see that he's actually got not only European style puttees and trousers, but also webbing. Of course, he has the sun hat to distinguish him as an NCO. That's the corporal. Okay, so we have 2, 4, 5, 6 guys left to go. So here we have a guy wearing the Bustina cap, which is the soft cap, and pretty standard pose. I believe I've had this guy in every unit of infantry that I've had, but at the same time quite a nice position. And next up, another soldier or a soldato with the pullover, and this guy has got the full desert kit. He's got the desert coloured khaki puttees and the slightly lighter trousers and slightly sort of darker Sahariana jacket. And here we have a advancing figure. I believe I've only had this guy a few times within my army, not many times. It's quite a nice figure. He's got full kit on, including a entrenching tool and his bayonet. And again, I've given this particular unit has got more sort of Bustina caps in than standard. I decided to sort of change it up to get different sort of head positions, because you do actually get quite a pile of spare heads with the old Italians. You within these sort of standard boxes of infantry, you got not only standard helmeted heads and the Bustina caps, but also sun hats as well. So this particular guy is about to operate his bolt, perhaps. Got a bit of desert vegetation there on his base, and you can see what I mean. This guy's got more of a sandy base than a rocky base. You can see the sort of randomization of when I sort of tip the flock on. So he's pretty cool. And here we have another sort of a slightly advancing guy. I believe again I might have only had a few versions of this guy. Again, apart from the European trousers and puttees, this guy is wearing standard desert kit. And he's a Soldato Salto. And finally, we have the kneeling trooper. I believe I've had this guy in every unit I've had. Again, I've given him a Bustina style head rather than a helmet. So that is the first unit of infantry. Next up, we shall go for the Southern 20mm anti-tank rifle team. This is a warlord set of guys. Bring the camera down a little bit. So let's bring you in a little closer on this guy. Quite an interesting story with this particular set of guys. As I took my Southern out of its box, because although I've had this particular model for probably over 2 months, I didn't actually open it until I got it out to do it, and I found not only major trouble with putting it together, but also it had 2 broken arms on its frame, and it drove me insane, almost to the point where I was just going to put them back in their box and chuck them in the corner, forget about them. Perhaps get hold of Warlord and get them to send me a replacement frame. But in the end, after much perseverance, probably about 2 hours in total, I managed to get them to stick, and as soon as I did, I stuck it to its base immediately, and it's still not 100% put together correctly. I believe this section here should somehow be up in that little hole there, but I just couldn't get it to fit. Whether there's something I needed to cut away or just sort of file down or something, I don't know. I had a lot of trouble putting this thing together. In the end, I tried to get it as close as I could to some pictures that I'd seen of it, and like I say, it's still not 100% correct, but it's good enough to do the job. Other than that, it's actually quite a nice little model. It's it's only sort of like 5 parts, which is kind of flummoxed me as to how difficult it was to put together. It being broken didn't help, of course, but as you can see, it's quite a nice modelled crew member. Soldado Celto, so senior private, in full sort of kit, with a backpack and the gas mask pouch. And the actual Southern itself was, as far as anti-tank rifles go, a pretty effective one overall. I believe Southern is a Swiss made weapon, and it was well known to have a high rate of fire, and of course firing 20mm shells was actually quite effective against the sort of early war light armoured tanks. And like I say, its rapid rate of fire also improved its effectiveness as well. Although it does look like it only has like maybe a 5-round magazine. So that's the gunner for the Southern anti-tank rifle. Let's check out the loader next. So here we go, pretty standard sort of pose. I decided to put them on a full-size cavalry base to match the number 1. You can see he's holding a spare magazine there, and he's got his rifle there as well. And other than that, pretty standard. Standard desert kit. Rank of private. I haven't actually given these guys names yet. They've got their rank right on the bottom there. I literally only finished this guy yesterday, and finished off, probably finished them off today by giving them a coat of spray varnish. Give them a bit of protection. So yeah, that's the Southern anti-tank gun team, or anti-tank rifle team, and it's one of those units that you'll probably find in most people's Italian armies. It's one of those sort of standard units. So, like I say, that's the end of this update. Thank you for watching, and the full Grand Army update will be coming very, very soon. I may well do it tomorrow, and I will run through all the units in fairly good detail. I'll show you their names, their ranks, give you a good look at them all, and also I'll probably arrange them in their platoons as well, for which, you know, when I actually use them within the actual game itself. Till the next video, I'll catch you later.